Pick a point on the globe. Any point, and Maersk won't be far away. Transporting the cargoes that make global trade possible. Securing the supply of energy to keep our world moving forward. Many places, one way of doing business. Caring for the detail, yet never losing sight of the big picture. We are Maersk, and we're preparing for new times and new challenges. Global trade is increasing exponentially. Every day, mountains have to be moved from one side of the world to the other, to the most remote corners, to the busiest centers. The mountains are growing. The complexity of things can be hard to comprehend. How do you face these challenges when you're Maersk Line, the world's largest carrier of shipping containers?
Every year in Maersk Line, we move mountains. We move cargo that would be much bigger than Mount Everest, and we move it one container at a time. Making that complexity work in a way that is simple and reliable for the customer is really what our business is all about. We have asked our biggest customers to help us redesign our service on the Asia-Europe trade route to match their business needs. The result is a new kind of product. Think of it as a floating conveyor belt linking Asia and Europe. The conveyor belt runs at constant speed, carrying everything from cars to electronics to king prawns. Customers can deliver their cargo onto this belt on a daily basis. We can promise delivery with absolute reliability, on time, every time. We've kept things simple, so our customers don't have to worry about moving containers. How we get the goods where they need to be, that's our business. Seeing it work today is extremely exciting, and having these discussions with the customers now, where they actually don't perceive the complexity of what we do, is actually quite nice. They're taking for granted now that we're able to deliver what we promise. It's difficult for us, it's easy for them, and that's what it should be about.
The wheels of industry depend on oil and gas to keep them turning, so our civilization can advance. But as demand continues to grow, sources of easy oil and gas become scarce. Remaining reserves are harder to access, harder to extract. How is Maersk Oil unlocking their potential?
My name is Marianne Richterhausen. I'm working as a well-site geologist in Maersk Oil in Qatar. What really excites me about the job is that it's like a treasure hunt. We are searching for the black gold, and we know it's hidden in the underground. We just don't know where it is. And by collecting and analyzing all sorts of data, we get indications of where the hydrocarbons are hidden. Maersk Oil never went for the easy, accessible oil, but dealing with the more difficult reservoirs. By gaining knowledge and developing technical skills on the way, Maersk Oil succeeded in turning some of those marginal fields into huge commercial successes. And a brilliant example of this is the Al Shaheen field offshore Qatar, where we are now. When we went into Qatar, no one thought it would be possible to actually produce commercially from it. But we proved ourselves right by transferring our knowledge we have gained by working in reservoirs and transferring that knowledge to the Al Shaheen field. And today we are having a production of 300,000 barrels a day. It's all about using our science and technology in turning the marginal fields into commercial successes and thereby making the impossible possible. And that's just great to be part of, and I love that.
On this planet of ours, 8 out of 10 people live in growth markets. Their future depends on building strong and stable economies. But how do you create an economy today that's prepared for tomorrow? It starts with establishing trade connections to the world, harbors and hubs through which trade can smoothly pass, with infrastructure and logistics to support them. And people, local people, with the right motivation, the right skills to make these gateways work, like clockwork. APM Terminals operates more than 60 ports and terminals worldwide. To see what difference they're making, let's visit Kai Mep in Vietnam.
The terminal plays a very important role in Vietnam. It helps make Vietnam more competitive, so it makes me proud to be part of something this big. So this is far more than just a job. I'm connecting people, businesses and countries with my country. Just to give you an idea, more than 30 million containers are passing through Maersk terminal worldwide in just 1 year. A single container can carry the yearly consumption of noodles of more than 3,000 people. That gives you the picture of the magnitude of our operation. We live as a team because there's no room for mistakes, so safety is top priority. That's why we have special focus on safety and human resources. We all need to share the same values to understand each other so we can work as one. Right now, Vietnam exports twice what we import, but that's changing. Trade is bringing prosperity to my country. Soon the ships coming in will be just as full as ships that are leaving. I believe what we're doing here will be a great help for our country, and our children will benefit from the prosperity that trade brings to us with the development of terminals like this one.
Nature is a force to be reckoned with, to be respected, to be treated with care. She gathers her resources in the most remote environments. Nature challenges us to drill deeper, go further, to find ways to do business safely and responsibly, under the most extreme conditions imaginable. How do you face these challenges when you work for Maersk Drilling on an ultra-deep water rig?
What's not to like about a rig like this? Look at it, out here in the middle of the ocean. I'm in charge of the drilling team, the auxiliary on the main side, the equipment for the well, and also the safety of the guys out here. Out here we have to be ready for anything that nature can throw at us. This is what you need. You'll need a rig like this. The old type rig, they'll never be able to come out here. A huge rig like this can stay right in the very same spot all the time due to its dynamic positioning. No matter what the weather's like, the current, the waves, this can stay over the top of a 50p piece. From a big rig like this now, we can drill 12 kilometers away just with the touch of a finger on a joystick and get ourselves right into that reservoir for the oil companies. We're the stars of the future, and that's why our equipment and our people continue moving the boundaries in the drilling industry. This is a magnificent piece of machinery, and who wouldn't want to work on such a beauty like this?
Wherever you find us, we're preparing for the future. But as the world and Maersk change, one thing remains constant: our way of doing business.
The basic principle is that people can trust us, that authorities can trust us, that employees can trust us, and that business connections can trust us. The word should be a bond. We exercise constant care. By constant care, I mean care at the time the action is taken. It's much easier if you do it right the first time, instead of having to correct or add later on. That's difficult. Well, of course, if the care delays the decision-making, it can be too much. Constant care is the proverb that my papa left to me and to the group. Rettidig omhu.